Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. We have big news of an evolution right now on this game. It is leaked that maybe the most dreaded Evo of FC25 is about to drop, and that has to do with a specific player in a specific position that's been the most meta card in that position for the entire year. Yes, we're talking about left backs today. We're going to talk about that evolution leak and what it means for his player cards and other left back cards on the market and when even this evolution could be dropped. So there's that, and there is the guaranteed team of the season packs coming today. It's a Wednesday. We expect those every single week. But what I want to specifically focus on with these team of the season packs is the cards that we need to turn into them, because TOTS cards are rising on the market, and that's going to be a great investment, not maybe today, but going forward after we've seen something really crazy dropped yesterday that requires a lot of team of the season cards. All that plus more Bundesliga prices we have to talk about, and a couple more Serie A team of the season leaks for stuff upcoming this weekend. If you're excited for the video, drop a thumbs up on it, and of course subscribe if you are new. Let's get into yesterday's content from a Tuesday, where once again Evos are the surprise part of content, not because of the leaks, but because of what we actually got in game. Let's start with the SBCs first, where we had the showdown for the FA Cup final upcoming this weekend between Manchester City and Crystal Palace. We've got a Rico Lewis here, and the price is actually a surprise to me, because usually when EA drop these showdown SBCs, the more expensive card is the team that's expected to win, and you would think Manchester City would be favored in this match, and he's the cheaper SBC. Rico Lewis is an 82, 84, and 85 rated squad, and he's a right back, center defensive mid, 4-star card that needs the +2 upgrade and the third playstyle plus added. But the base playstyles on the card and the roles do look decent, especially if you're going to use him as a right back, fullback plus. That looks like a decent card for only 70,000 coins. Now, once again, you need the upgrade, but this is something if you want to put some skin in the game, you want to say, hey, I want to just have a card and do an SBC to see if they win. I'll get the boost, and we'll see what Playstyle Plus EA add to him. I'm probably going to do the Rico Lewis just for that, just for the fun of that kind of, I guess, risk-reward scenario with the FA Cup final, so you can watch the game and maybe pick a side and root for a team. So I think that Rico Lewis is surprisingly cheap for usually how they run these SBCs. Now, the Wharton card maybe has better playstyle pluses and a 5-star weak foot boost. Maybe EA is giving him a little bit of an extra juice in the playstyles and in the weak foot, because they know that he's not expected to win. His rolls as well are very good with DLP++ and box-to-box++. Every defensive playstyle on him as well. He's missing Relentless, which is maybe the one playstyle you'd love to see on this card, but the stats are pretty good, and the price once again is a bit more. He's 85, 86, and 86 rated squad, so he's 25,000 coins more expensive than Rico Lewis. But once again, a +2 and a third playstyle plus is on the line for whoever wins that game. And you have a couple of days to get that one done and have some skin in the game for the FA Cup final. So, Barış Yilmaz was the other SBC that was dropped yesterday. Galatasaray fans will enjoy this for a dirt cheap 6'1", 5-star skiller who has bruiser play style. Very interesting for a left wing, left mid, right wing, right mid card. He's got the good quick step, the rapid, the technical, relentless, finesse base as well. But again, it's only one squad. It's 20,000 coins to complete. So if that interests you, then absolutely go ahead and get that Barış Yilmaz done. Now, the biggest news in SBCs yesterday was 100% the TOTS trade-in. Now, we were looking for a pack code. We weren't sure if we were getting a TOTS trade-in after talking about it in yesterday's video. Well, there was no pack code because it's a player pick, and player picks don't get added to the pack code 9 times out of 10. But we have a 91 plus TOTS trade-in here that's a player pick, and it requires 4 team of the seasons. Now, this is not a worth it SBC. When you take a look at what you're turning in here, you're turning in 80,000 coins of team of the season cards, and you're probably getting about 20 to 25k back, because most of the cards you're going to pack from this are not going to be very good. Now, that's the whole point of this. It's a gamble. It's a chance to turn in some fodder cards from your club. If you have some random TOTS cards, if you have some TOTS moments, if you have some TOTS honorable mentions, chuck them in here if you don't need them, and you have a chance at getting something cool. It is nice that it's a player pick, but turning in 4 to get 1 back, like literally, you're turning in 80,000 coins worth of value, because all TOTS cards are above 20k now. Actually, that's 88,000 coins worth of value, because all TOTS cards are 22,000 coins, and most likely you're getting a pretty cheap card back. So that's one thing you have to weigh the risk of. And one thing I want to talk about with team of the seasons is these cards, you got to start being a little more careful with how many you're putting into SBCs and making sure that you still have a good number of them in your club, because just like Team of the Weeks go up in price because people run out of them in their club, that's starting to happen with Team of the Seasons. Team of the Seasons right now are 22,000 coins, cheapest price on the market because of that TOTS trade-in and the fact that we're expecting guaranteed TOTS packs today, 2 of them, right? So what I would say is, if you have Team of the Season cards, we talked about investing in these on the weekend, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday too, to list higher, not at 20K. They're going to go higher. They did. They're 22,000. I think what I would do right now is list at 23 to 24K, but you got to sell those once again today around the content drop. You actually have to be kind of quick with it, because after content today, there's going to be demand for these, but the closer that we get to Division Rivals rewards, these cards are going to get supplied and they're going to go down again. But that to me is another great investment opportunity. If Team of the Season cards get back down to about 17,000 coins, which is I think where they were last week, maybe on the weekend. Let me take a quick look at like one of the cheapest TOTS cards like Doan here from Bundesliga. How low did he go on the weekend? 16K. When TOTS cards are 16, 17,000 coins again this weekend, buy them. Stock your club. Buy one of all the cheap ones, whether it was from an out-of-packs league like League 1 or Prem, or whether in packs like maybe some of the new Serie A cards that come into packs this weekend. Stock those TOTS cards in your club, because we are going to need them, and they are going to continue to fluctuate in price more and more each and every week as EA requires more of them, and as they rinse more of them out of our club, because that trade-in pack refreshes every single day, and a lot of people are going to do it every single day. So it might take a little bit of self-control and just saying, nah, this SBC is not worth it. I don't have a ton of TOTS cards, and maybe skipping that SBC to help you get other SBCs done in the future. That's one thing to kind of mention with that. But just take note of how many TOTS cards you have in your club, because that one is going to really drain a lot of TOTS cards out of our clubs, and therefore make TOTS cards go up on the market. Now, the last SBC we have to cover from yesterday is the 84 times 7 upgrade. Guys, the simple thing to say with this is the 8314 is clear. It's just 14 players in the same pack, even though it's a lower rating, 83 plus. Man, opening these 84-7s yesterday, they just were not that great. They were okay. I think I packed one purple TOTS highlights card, but that was about it. We'll still do them every single day. We'll still do the 4 a day that we can do as it refreshes every single day, but those were just not super crazy. I guess we did also have a Bundesliga TOTS Challenge 3 SBC yesterday as well for a premium gold players pack. Nothing super crazy with that. Now, other parts of content yesterday, just to mention really quickly, the Rush Points weekly refresh in here. Again, I think it's personally better to wait to play Rush until Saturday or Sunday or Monday, when you can do the Rush Points weekly and also the Flash Rush event that comes out each Saturday of the new Rush League, or the new Team of the Season League. The new Flash Rush event comes out, so wait to combo those up so you can best use your time when playing Rush. But once again, the surprise or the good content came with the excitement of evolutions. Now, I'm not saying yesterday's Evo was crazy exciting, but it's just a nice surprise. Like, man, of the Evos that we've had recently, in terms of the last couple of days, it's really been a step up, because a lot of our favorite cards and cards that we actually want to boost fit into these Evos. Now, this center defensive mid Evo is the one that was leaked a couple of days ago. This is the one that we were kind of talking about with Patrick Vieira. Do you want to put Patrick Vieira into the Evo that was released 2 days ago, right? The sneak attack that gave the huge shooting, passing, and dribbling boost. Or do you want to put that card into the CDM Evo? Well, now the CDM Evo is here, and honestly, I think the sneak attack is better specifically for that Vieira card. But what this Evo gives is Bruiser, Block, and Slide Tackle Plus, and it gives some pretty good defensive and physical boosts, as well as a passing boost. Now, this Evo, I think, is perfectly formatted for those who already have 2 playstyle pluses. Personally, for me, I'm not a huge fan of Block Plus as a plus playstyle. I'd love it if my cards had Block regular playstyle as a defender, as a center defensive mid. But Block Plus for me seems a little bit wasted, maybe. That's why I love finding a player who's already got 2 playstyle pluses like this Zanetti. He's going to get Bruiser Plus added to his card, and that feels really worth it for me for a card like his. The Bruiser Plus is awesome, so you absolutely love that for a guy like Conte, getting the passing boost, getting the defensive, physical, and the pace boost there, and getting the Bruiser Plus. That's really good. He gets Slide Tackle regular playstyle, defensive line playmaker plus plus, holding plus plus. He gets Block regular playstyle as well. So some good boosts from this Evo. The only thing I really wish that it would do would be give a 5-star weak foot and maybe not upgrade the card to a 93. But this is a really good free Evo. Like, honestly, from what we've had recently, this is a really good free Evo for sure. Of course, the Vieira card here is a one that a lot of people are trying to figure out. A lot of people put him into Regista that expired, and either you're putting him into Heavy Metal to get the Bruiser, more of a defense and physical boost, or you put him into the Sneak Attack for more of a passing, dribbling, and shooting boost for that Vieira. But a lot of great cards that fit into this one. A lot of good chains as well that people are putting these cards into. The 99 passing midfielders for some of you guys are fitting in these combinations as well. One card I do want to shout out, I actually saved this Evo on the Saved Evolutions part of Footbin here. This Musa Sissoko is a card that I just started evolving yesterday, and I haven't evolved him since this Evo at the very beginning when these season progress cards came out. But put him into Regista for the Incisive. This little double combo here is a really lovely looking Sissoko card. 94 passing, 92 defense, 93 physical with a 5-star weak foot. Long ball, incisive, and bruiser. Now, that is a card that looks like some fun to me. So, there's some good chains that are out there with this one. If you don't want to get it done right away, you could wait for some more of that. But that's just a nice free evolution from yesterday. Like, again, cards that we want to actually upgrade as 90 rated. Even though it's not a max 91, it was just a max 90. That's a good Evo. So, GG's EA for upping the ante on the Evo content. And that's where the conversation turns into the next leaked Evo, because it looks like, once again, we might have ourselves a banger Evo on our hands, and it might become one of the most dreaded evolutions of the year as well, because of specifically that one left back card that is the most meta in the game, that a lot of people have been waiting to evolve because his pace is so high that he hasn't fit into a lot of recent Evos. Let's take a look at the Evo leak here. It was first tweeted by Foot Police Leaks. He said a new max 91 left back evolution is set to come. And look at these playstyle pluses: Jockey plus, Anticipate plus, Quick Step plus. I'm guessing that is the order: Jockey, Anticipate, Quick Step. He says big stat boost. He doesn't say it in all caps, but big stat boost. And also it gives the center back position. Imagine Teo Hernandez as a center back. That would be very interesting. Now notice one of the requirements for this Evo is max 3 positions. So there's some cards straight off the bat that are not going to fit it. Like the Winter Wild cards, Zé Roberto SBC has got 4 different positions on his card. Imagine him fitting into this. Well, he can't, unfortunately, because he's got 4 positions. That's one thing to look forward to and look out for, really, when you're trying to figure out what cards will fit this evolution. Now, Foot Police said, show me your players for the engagement, and didn't respond to anybody yet as I'm recording this video. So we really don't know for sure who's fitting this, except for one of the other Evo leakers who has been pretty spot on recently is leaking this same evolution, but he's actually giving us some insight onto what cards fit. This 91 rated Andy Robertson, he says, does fit, but his stats don't look that crazy except for physical and pace being at 90. But here's the kicker. A couple people responded with Teo Hernandez, and they got thumbs up, and they got, yeah, I think that's an agreement right there. That Teo Hernandez, I think he's saying, yeah. I'm guessing on that. A lot of people are like, yo, is it a yes? Is it a no? Judging by the way Teo Hernandez's price has gone up, I think he does fit. Of course, you could say that's just hype off of a left back Evo leak, but this right here was really the kicker, I think, for a lot of people to go and invest in Teo Hernandez. And that's kind of crazy, right? Because he is the most meta left back in this game. There's so much hype for him. I've used him for a good chunk of games, and you feel like you come up against him every single game. And that's why him allegedly fitting this Evo is going to make this potentially a crazy Evo. Now, I will say this. I think we need some more news, official leaks, some more guys talking about this. If Foot Police confirms that there is the requirements are in a place where Teo would fit it, if Foot Agent starts tweeting about it and saying that Teo will be in, then we'll know it's for real. But so many people have been waiting to evolve Teo Hernandez for so long. Like, people were buying this card weeks ago, months ago, for like 100K, 175,000 coins, because he fit Evos back here in March during Foot Birthday, and some people were evolving him. Remember during February, his card, he went up to 400,000 coins because he fit some really good evolutions, but he hasn't fit one in a long time. So his card was 30,000, 28,000 coins over the weekend, and now these leaks are out, and he's almost max price. Now, here's the thing. If you want Teo and you want to Evo this card so bad because you haven't used him all year or had a chance to evolve him, what I would tell you to do is just go pick one up for 60K, and only if you have a good chunk of coins and it's not going to make you broke. But if you specifically just want to Evo him, I think you're going to have to go and pick him up, because I think he's going to go extinct at 65. And unless EA update the price range, that's probably where he's going to be extinct at for a little while. But again, it feels a little risky to go ahead and to buy a card like that unless you really want to Evo and don't care too much about the coins, because you don't know 100% for certain that he is going to be fitting in this evolution. The pace stat, right? The pace is the big issue that is really not allowed him to fit in previous Evos, and that still could be the issue here. We're waiting for a little more leaks and news 100% to confirm that, so I'm just kind of putting some caution into the wind of this Teo Hernandez. Now, all of his cards are up. This Inform version of Teo was 280,000 coins. He went up to almost 500,000. This Trackstars Teo was 900K. He's now 1.2 million. I'm watching these card prices very closely. I even just bid on this Teo here because this is a card that's probably going to rise in the hype today. Both of these and a lot of other left backs, like this Philip Lahm yesterday, was up at 100,000 coins. Actually, he's 99K besides one. There's one 85,000 coin card there, and then the rest of them are at 99K. Left backs that would fit this evolution have gone up a ton in price. Balde is even a card that allegedly fits this Evo based on the stats. Like, this card's been super expensive all year, and he fits this. Now, once again, imagine this Balde card with Jockey, with the Anticipate that he already has, and Quickstep. Like, this has a really insane opportunity here for these cards to get boosted through this evolution. If you can actually use some of these good, pacey, very pacey, fast cards, like... This is kind of a crazy Evo, and that's why it's getting a lot of hype. So that's the one thing I did want to throw some caution into the wind on. Selling in the hype is always going to be the smartest thing to do. Wow, that Philip Lahm must have just sold because now he's 98K. Selling in the hype is always the safe thing to do with this, but this Evo is getting a lot of hype. And since it's getting a lot of hype, if you have any tradable left backs in your team, what I would tell you to do is be careful with them and probably sell them. This Fonzie is a card that if this Evo is as crazy as it's kind of being hyped up to be, because there's a lot of hype for it right now. There's a lot of expectation with this Teo talk and all this. Sell these cards probably pretty soon, because if this Evo does come out and it does deliver, then you could see cards like Nuno Mendes, this Alphonso Davies, some of the more left backs, more usable left backs right now that are actually still carrying a decent price on the market. Those could be hurt in value because of this Evo, because so many people would want to do Teo or maybe somebody else like Lahm or Balde. That would definitely hurt those prices. So that would be what I would talk about right now with the Evos, is selling the hype on the cards just to be safe, and be careful with the other left backs that you may have. Now, the biggest question is, when is this evolution going to drop? And since we've just had 5 days straight of evolutions, Friday all the way through Tuesday, I would be shocked if it's today. Maybe they're going to do it, but this Evo almost seems like it could be something that would drop on a promo Friday, guys. I don't know. That it was leaked on a Tuesday, so how long away is it going to be? I guess we really just wait for some more leaks and some more news. Again, one thing we can commonly look for with Evo leaks is the fact that FutAccountant is usually tweeting on the day of an Evo is about to be dropped, or at minimum, the farthest away he ever tweets about an Evo is the day before it's going to be dropped. So if FutAccountant is tweeting about this left back Evo and confirming some things, then that would make me think that it's going to be coming. So the real question is when, and I would guess it would be on Friday, maybe Thursday or Friday, but we will just have to see. So that's the biggest news with the left back Evo there. It's actually kind of smart timing from EA if you think about it. Imagine Teo Hernandez gets into Serie A Team of the Season or gets some sort of card, but then EA has just got everybody to get excited about him for an evolution. That would make a whole lot of sense from EA's point of view, trying to get you to do a Teo Evo right before he gets a new card in Team of the Season. I don't know. That's just kind of me thinking about it there, but we need some more leaks to truly confirm what is going on there with Teo. Now, let's get into the rest of the content that's expected to be coming today. This is a lot more of a guarantee because we've got pack code that guarantees it, and we've got the history of the last 3 weeks of Team of the Season to back this one up. Super League TOTS and Bundesliga TOTS guaranteed packs expected to drop today, just like we had last week with the Prem and with the EFL. The EFL TOTS pack is usually very cheap, and the Premier League one was a bit more expensive. Of course, that one took 2 squads of fodder, 85, 86. Hopefully the Bundesliga one is around the same. Man, you got some expensive cards like the Harry Kane and the Olise and stuff in here. Sure, you had some expensive ones like Salah and VVD during Prem too. Maybe it'll only be 1 squad for Bundesliga today, but make sure you at least have 1 or 2 TOTS cards ready to go for the Premier League TOTS expiring and the Bundesliga TOTS coming out today for that. So that's, of course, a part of Wednesday content. Make sure you have a couple of fodder TOTS in your club for that one. Now, also on a Wednesday like today, we talk about TOTS cards and those prices a bit. We got to talk about Team of the Week prices too, because the 81 plus tradable Team of the Week is going to refresh once more, and that means more tradable Team of the Week supply is going to be hitting the market, and that means guess what's going to drop? Team of the Weeks. They might not drop until late Wednesday night and into Thursday with rewards, unless people actually doing the SBCs. Because, of course, everyday content, people are logging on and needing Team of the Weeks and Team of the Seasons, and that can sometimes hold the prices of those cards up a little bit. But with that tradable supply, I would expect these to come back down and be, just like last week, a good investment. Team of the Week cards last week on Wednesday, Thursday were what, 15, 16,000 coins? And here we are at 19 to 20K. They'll be a good investment once again tonight late and into tomorrow on Thursday for some profits into the weekend. Now, other parts of content we're still looking for, player SBCs. Granit Xhaka, where's this card at, man? That's a card that looks really interesting to me. 94 pass, 94 physical. We shot it out again. It's either today or it's tomorrow. I think he is the last card. Maybe this Sano. These two guys down here on the bottom are the only ones that I don't recognize unless they've already dropped. But it's Xhaka, basically, that's it for the rest of the player SBCs that we have had leaked that we haven't actually seen in game yet. So we're watching out for that one today on the game as well. Last thing I want to mention is evolutions, guys, because we are going to start looking at every single video, the evolutions that are expiring on that day of content that is upcoming. And we've got some big ones expiring today. I'm looking at myself when I'm saying this because the season ladder skill move and weak foot boost. This is from the last season. These evolutions, as well as the Champs Excellence Evo, expire today. But the skill move and weak foot boost, of course, gets you to 5-star for both of those, max 90 overall. That is very, very, very worth mentioning because those can be used in future Evo chains. Let's see, is there anything else that's expiring today? No, that's just it. It is only the skill move and weak foot boost, and also we had up here, what was the other one? The Champs Excellence. So yeah, that one's there. Now, one thing I will say is I wonder if this evolution, it says expires in 13 hours. So you'd have to put this on a card and then also play the game with the card because it just takes one game to play to apply it. Make sure you do that before content today. So apply the Evo, play one game, and then you'll be able to get a 5-star weak foot or a 5-star skill boost on whatever card you are trying to upgrade there. I got to choose for myself today, play those matches, and then we'll be good to go. The last thing we got to look at in the video, I mentioned it, it is leaks, because yes, we do have Serie A that is upcoming this weekend, but we also have it's not called the rest of the world like this leak says. It's called the Europe Select, and we also have NWSL. But this is one of the cards that is leaked for the Europe Select release. That is the lower league that will be released this week, kind of like Super League's out right now. Europe Select will be this Friday. Xherdan Shaqiri is coming in team of the season here. His FC Basel card. That'll be a very interesting one, kind of a FIFA legend. Hopefully he's 5-star with some juiced up stats. I believe those are predicted stats, but it is worth showing that leak there. And we also have a couple more names being tossed around for Serie A team of the season. Lukaku and McTominay. I'm assuming, since it's a Wednesday today, and Wednesday is when we start to get to more news about the team that's upcoming for the next team of the season, especially the previous weeks, I would assume we start to get more leaks today on Wednesday and to tomorrow on Thursday. We'll be talking more about Serie A team of the season, but Lukaku and McTominay. I think a lot of people are interested in McTominay, depending on how big of a stat boost he gets. That could be a really fun one to watch. Now, that's all the leaks there for Serie A. Last thing I want to end with on the video is investing in some Bundesliga team of the season cards, because once again, each and every week on Wednesday, you have a good opportunity to pick up some of the rare cards. Even last week with Prem, it was a good investment opportunity. Even though the cards really tanked on the weekend, I'm picking up some cards this week for a short-term quick flip. I picked up a couple of Elises. It's about 1.2 flat, and I paid 1.24 for the highest on him. Also picked up a couple of Kimmich, because those are some of the most hype cards from this Bundesliga TOTS team. I think I would focus on the Bundesliga and the Frauen Bundesliga if you're looking to buy any of these, and try to find somebody who's not gone up in price. Like Wirtz has just kind of been slowly dropping all week this week, but that's a card that a lot of people want to use. So card like him, the Elise, the Musiala, the Jonathan Tah's already up, so I'm kind of staying away from him. Maybe a guy like Upamecano even could have a bit of a rise today after people open the guaranteed Bundesliga pack and don't hit who they really wanted to. That's where you usually start to see some of these rises. Again, it happened last week. Cards rose pretty good, especially as Weekend League is ending as well. The Super League tots you can maybe look into, Tadic and Osimhen specifically, but I'm sticking more so to the Bundesliga with how crazy the stats are on this team. I think the cards can move pretty good today, and of course, maybe after rewards tomorrow as well. So that's kind of the hope with buying a Bundesliga TOTS card today. You want to buy more of the rare, the meta cards that are higher rated, harder to pack from the guaranteed TOTS, but those are the ones that a lot of people want to get. And let's be honest, that Kimmich card for 180K, that's a crazy card with those stats. So short-term investment opportunity there, but I wanted to point that out in today's video because I've already invested myself, just to keep open and honest with you guys as we try to do, show you all the investments that we make here on the channel, but then also maybe present an opportunity for some of you guys to make some coins as well today and into tomorrow after the rewards scenario. We'll talk more about rewards and what that's going to do to the market in the video tomorrow, and maybe EA will have a surprise for us today. Maybe we are going to get another evolution, or maybe it will be like the first kind of midday of the week's content. We will just have to see. It feels like there's a lot of gameplay demand at the moment. I got to play the cup, got to maybe get a couple of games in for rivals to try to get at least some sort of rewards there. Throwing in that cup this week just adds a whole lot of game play to the table, right? I just finished Foot Champs. It was a mid-weekend. But, like, thinking about all that I have to do right now is like, man, I got to get cracking on this gameplay. So I think that's going to be the video for me today, guys. We're looking forward to that left back evolution. Watch out for more leaks. Watch out to see if Theo Hernandez does indeed fit it, or whatever favorite left back you have in your team. Bonus points for you if you don't evolve Theo and you do something different. Personally, for me, my left back with Fonzie Davies is set. So if I would do anything with Theo Hernandez, it would just be basically building a better backup for Fonzie Davies, or maybe just doing another left back in entirely somebody else different for that evo. But we'll be waiting for more leaks and news on that one. But that's been the video for today. If you did enjoy it, drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys in a stream today here on the YouTube channel and on the Twitch channel as well. Appreciate you guys. Have a great Wednesday. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace.